Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes is bringing you this extra crispy content today, guys. So the man Prince Prodigy, he's a guy in the NBA 2K community. He made this video a few weeks ago. It actually went pretty viral, man. It's got 750,000 views. It is new body types in NBA 2K18. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and the Greek Freak. Now, I've not seen this video, but I don't know if it's like, because I don't remember this actually being confirmed, so I'm not sure if it's more of him talking about the potential of that happening, or if this is something that's actually going to be in the game, guys. So I really wanted to, peep out this video and see what it's all about. And don't mind me, guys. I'm going to be drinking out of the crispy cup here as we watch, as I got my coffee fix for today. Let's go.
NBA, and they all have different body types. None of them look the same. Every one of these players has something unique, except for these two guys right here.
True.
Buy one, get one free or something like that. But anyways, in the NBA, that is the case. So how come every single one of our My players has the same exact body type? No matter what I change, it always stays the exact same. I make them weigh the absolute minimum.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what's the point of doing the weights? You know, it's like, if the benefit is to be a skinny-ass motherfucker, man, then why wouldn't you be? You know, I agree with that so much, dude.
Or the absolute most, and he stays the exact same way. Now, obviously, I see things are changing on the side, like contact dunk, speed, and whatnot, but that's not what I meant. Let's look at these two players. Kevin McHale, 6'10", 216 pounds. Now let's look at another player, Alonzo Mourning, 6'10", 271 pounds. Now that's a 60-pound difference. Do you guys see it? Because I definitely do.
Yeah, right around there, man. Right around the gut.
Look at the body. Everything looks absolutely different. Shouldn't it be my choice if I was to want to make a player like either Kevin McHale or Alonzo Mourning? Let's do this again with a more recent comparison. Kevin Durant, 7', 240. Hassan Whiteside, 7', 265.
Yep.
Do you see a difference?
KD got them toothpick arms, man, and toothpick legs.
Because I definitely do. Now in 2K, KD's listed at 6'9", but we all know that's not true. In an interview, he said himself that it wasn't true. But using those same guidelines, look at KD's height and weight. Now when I was playing around in my career, I used a 6'10" player. And every time I made his height higher or lower, he stayed the exact same size, and he looked nothing like KD. So I think some would say that it might be kind of easy for 2K to use tons of different player builds because they already have them in the game. I mean, it's kind of like the hairstyles, but we'll get into that in a different video.
Really, the body, man, because like when you edit a face up and everything, you know how you can like use the little slider thing and that little kind of like chart with the XY axis to like move the little thing around and like make your head bigger or smaller or look really lengthy. Why don't they just do it on the body size also, man? Like, you can make your arms really fat. It would be so easy for them to do. Like, they don't even got to scan the players like that, man. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it'd be easy for them to do.
They already have them in the game. I don't see why it'd be hard for them to just put them as a preset for us to select them. But right now, I was looking at the differences in Kevin Durant or a different big man in the game. Now, I know he's listed as small forward, but Kevin Durant's pretty much a hybrid. And I would say that's what makes him so unguardable. Especially on the Warriors, he can go anywhere from the 1 to the 5. From this one play in last year's finals, this is what I feel like will be the key to master these body types.
I want to see this bitch-ass jump shot. I want to see this bitch-ass jump shots.
He has to be able to just run the ball off the break and also have the ability to dribble. And not only that, he has to be a little bit faster than the usual big man. And they can even keep it exactly like they have it on 2K. A lower speed without the ball than with, because obviously Kevin Durant's faster with the ball. And to finish it off, my man has to be a knockdown shooter. I already know what some of you guys are thinking. That sounds like a demigod. But let me explain to you something.
It does.
We can give him a bunch of weaknesses that'll lower that up. We can make him bad versus post players. We can make him bad versus rebounding bigs, aka glass cleaners. We could make it so he can't do contact dunks and that he's only decent around the paint. So around the paint, he's not the greatest around there, so he pretty much has to stay outside and shoot. We all know what Kevin Durant does, and I mean, he even plays defense really good. And obviously,
another quick little note about this, guys, is that, you know, like, I understand what Prince is saying and everything, but when you do think about it, this seems more like we want it for the visuals, you know, because it's like, when you move the little ticker down, like when you put your weight down, you do lose like contact dunks and stuff like that. So it's like when it comes like your attributes and what you can actually do on the court, yes, the players not look like how they should look, but it does seem like weight and the height to some extent does make some sort of difference. Because I think earlier I didn't say that, but yeah, man, it's because like he actually proved that on here with when he lowered it. You know, lower the weight, it's like, yeah, you lose contact dunk and stuff. So it kind of already is in the game, just not from a visual standpoint, if that makes sense.
Obviously, we've seen that from the finals. But I can definitely say that it would be a little bit cheesy if we had him play exactly like Kevin Durant, because I mean, our mod players are supposed to be kind of nerfed for whatever reason. I don't know why, you know, but staying by those same standards, I feel like we should maybe nerf up his defense, make him get eaten alive by centers in the post, things like that, but also make him a mismatch so players like Kelly Olynyk can't guard him. Look at that. But 2K's never had anything like that before, and I feel like maybe they should add it. If not this 2K, next year's 2K. Now, this is another cool one. Giannis is a Greek freak. That's why they call him that, obviously. And the thing about him is his arm length. Now, obviously, we can have our arms at a ridiculous length, but it doesn't seem to make a huge difference in our offensive games. Obviously, we can get rebounds a lot easier, but it actually makes us worse on offense. And I feel like Giannis is not a shooter by any means. So maybe if you wish to...
I guess I don't know how it affects it from an offensive standpoint, but to be like devil's advocate, I feel like when I do have more like the lengthier arms, especially as like a defensive, like a post guy or, you know, a center or something like that, I do think the long arms, even like when you play in like a My League or something like that, I was playing in a My League online mode, and if you had those really tall, lengthy arm players, it don't matter what their rebounding stats were, shot block stats were, they were still throwing shit back and getting rebounds on the daily, man. So, but I understand from like a dribbling standpoint, I think I heard that like shorter arms is better and stuff like that, so I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Pick somebody like Giannis, your three suffers a lot, because if you look, his three is actually very bad. But, you know, you get that Euro step in your arsenal. You can actually dribble the ball, because big men can't dribble in 2K, period. I see some people doing it, and I mean, I don't want to talk about any glitches or whatever the case is. I need it to just be straight in the game. I don't want to have to glitch my guy in order to get him to do the things that I feel he should be able to do.
Should already be in the game. No glitches needed.
If we're being fair here, I feel as if pretty much the only thing that should be kind of nerfed is the three-point shot. Now, obviously, in 2K17, threes were huge. Everybody could make threes, and that was what kind of broke the game, in my opinion. I feel like that's why they nerfed sharpshooters the way they did. Even though I feel like sharps shouldn't have been nerfed, while everybody else got to say the same, but that's another topic. Giannis pretty much does everything. He blocks shots. Now, the main thing that I feel that he should have a boost on is getting to the basket. Now, that should be like a slasher type thing. But like I said, all slashers are the same. Even if your arms are the same length, your body type is the same. You don't see nobody like, okay, he's using his arms to his advantage, whatever the case.
See, and this is what talks about saying like he should have like slasher abilities but can do everything. I agree with that so much. Like, I really do think they need to have like a main archetype, but also have like some sub-archetypes that you can add to your player. Like maybe like at a certain point in my career or something like that, or at a certain level in Park, you can like unlock additional archetypes to help boost your stats. So it kind of it kind of makes it so you have to play the game to boost your player up. So you can have like your first archetype, like maybe be a slasher, but then down the road maybe you unlock like the ability to get better at like dribbling or something like that. So you get like a playmaker or something like that, man. I don't know. I just think that would be kind of interesting, just because like a lot of players, they come into the league and they don't dominate at everything right away. I mean, you do have some exceptions out there, but it does take time for players to develop to be certain ways. I mean, I know Kobe Bryant, he was not really much of a post player throughout his whole entire career, but I know like once Dirk Nowitzki got in the league and everything, was using that post move, Kobe Bryant started to mimic that. He also mimicked Michael Jordan's post game. So just little things like that, I think that players develop over time. So yeah, I agree with that, man. I think there should be multiple archetypes. And you should have your main one that you're mainly best at, and then you should have like the sub one to where it's like, okay, you can develop these short things as you go along. Like, you just get better at them over time, if that makes sense.
It's all the same. He's just using the same contact dunks, and maybe just getting lucky to get to the basket, using crossover animations, whatever it is. And I feel like this just shows more expansion that 2K could do to make the game a little bit more fun. This last one I definitely didn't forget about, and I think it's the most important. LeBron is definitely another freak of nature. Now, we definitely have a lot of those in the league now, but if you look at his body type, I think it's pretty much exactly how it is in real life. We all know LeBron as a passer, but if you give somebody else LeBron's body, they probably are wreaking havoc on people every night. Now, not saying LeBron doesn't do that, but I feel as if they would use, like, what LeBron did in the third and fourth quarter of every single finals game when he felt like, okay, this team is definitely not going to help me win. That's what people would probably do with this dude 24/7 in the park, on pro, and whatever the case is. But if I had KD or Giannis, I personally don't care. Some of you guys probably do not agree with me on these case scenarios because you feel as if it'll make the game cheesy. But I say if my players get better and somebody else's my player gets better, what's the problem? See, personally, I never liked the idea of just making one thing and specializing in that one thing.
I agree.
Because I feel like it definitely allows people to be trash. Like, if I just make a lockdown defender and spam X the whole time, then I'll be able to be good at the game. When really, that's not how basketball is played. I mean, if we're going to make a basketball game, because I know a lot of you guys were saying to me, oh, chill on the criticism of 2K because there's not much more that they can add to the game.
Plenty they can add. Plenty they can add, man.
But let's be real with ourselves here. Is this game finished? Is this game done? Is there more they could add to this game?
It's developing.
Yes, I feel like there's more they could add, and I feel like the game is nowhere near finished. I feel like I've mentioned this before in previous videos.
So much technology they could use.
Know this. If you take your stats from your My Player and put it onto the creative player, it's nowhere near a 99 if you were to get your guy to a 99 overall. So I feel like they're pretty much just letting the trash players be trash. Why can't I be great if I'm great at the game? And yes, I definitely agree with some people. 2K is definitely doing a great job making this game graphics-wise. Yes, but I feel like there's a lot of improvement that needs to be added. The animations are not on point at all. I don't know where you guys got that information that the animations were great. The animations are not on point. They're absolutely.
There were some really cheesy animations out there, man. I hate the freaking one when you're driving to the basket and like somebody mashes square or something like that, and like your guy like flops like that and loses the ball. I hate that shit, man. That shit happened to me freaking 4 or 5 times a game. It pisses me off.
Horrifying. I don't know where that came from. For those of you that played My Career back in the day, you know that My Career has just turned completely into a badge grind. Nobody plays it anymore for the gameplay. We just play.
I hate that so much, man, because it's like you want to enjoy your My Career, but if you want to like actually enjoy it and play it realistically, you need to like cheese. I mean, or it's like you have to cheese to get your badges, man. So you can't really enjoy the My Career. It's like you gotta play the games. You gotta go for 100 points a game to get those badges and stuff like that. So it just kind of does. They need to separate it. They need to separate
pretty much just to get badges. And we only want to get badges because our guy's so one-dimensional. So I just feel as if this would add something to the game that would make everybody a little bit different. That would make everything a little bit different. Shake things up. Make people actually want to play My Career and not just do practices just to have to build up these low stats we get just because we're a sharpshooter. We can't rebound the ball. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Everybody is two-dimensional in the NBA, or you're probably in the D League, to be honest with you. So I feel as if they should definitely fix that. Fix the way that the body types are set up. You already have them in the game anyways. Why not use them? Use your resources, 2K. You guys have so much stuff that's already in the game. But for whatever reason, the ideas. And I think you got...
Okay, yeah, so video's pretty much over, guys. First and foremost, I gotta say, Prince, this is a really well put together video, man. This is absolutely fantastic. I agree with so many other points on this video. Just one thing about this where you have to kind of tread lightly is that if you allowed for there to be like presets or something like that for body types, then ultimately, man, people are going to find what the optimal body type is, and everybody's going to use that one. So it kind of hurts diversification, where in a sense they need to have they do need to have certain weaknesses for certain type of players. I mean, yes, LeBron James is fantastic, Kevin Durant is fantastic, Greek Freak, he does everything out there. But for the most part, NBA players are not like that. So when you go along those lines, it's like people are going to find the best or a way to cheese the game, and they're going to they're all going to cater around that one body type because it's the best one in the game. So I do think they need to find a way to like diversify the talents. Yeah, LeBron James does not have many weaknesses, but for the most part, the NBA is not like that. So definitely, I think they need to take it into account. I like the idea of just maybe allowing us to change our body type, like just so at least it looks like what their weight or height is. I mean, because like I said, man, when you adjust the weight on here, they don't look different. And just if they look different, that would just feel better for me, man. Like, I would feel like it made a difference if my fat-ass center had a fucking fat ass. I don't know. Just my thoughts, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this extra crispy content. Peace out, my friends.